Welcome, wonderful people, to the Sunday rune and card reading. Today's readings are going to be governed by these three stunning raw crystals. We have the energy of orange calcite, we have the energy of amazonite, and we also have a piece of raw carnelian. This really packs a punch, I have to say, energetically, very powerful. As always, wonderful people, if you're new to my channel, just to let you know that I do a PDF handout for each of the Sunday readings where I give the extra energy around the crystals, or indeed whatever else is guiding the readings for that day, and you are welcome to join the email list to receive those or to access the page of downloads. It is in the information box below, and also in the information box below you will find there's actually two email lists. One is to receive these PDF handouts, and the other is to be in the monthly draw. This month it is a very special monthly draw because the A to Z of Emotional Health is opening its own store, and this is just a selection of some of the crystals that we're actually going to be giving away as part of that monthly draw. We always do give away, or I always do give away each month, a pack of the Art of Manifestation Oracle cards. This is a signed and numbered first edition, and again, the email list to connect to that is in the information box below. But this month it's very special because of opening the store. So yeah, do join that list if you would like to be in the running. Once you're on it as well, it is a subscriber offer, by the way, so you do need to be subscribed and part of this amazing community. Once you're on that list, you're in the draw every month. We'll also be actually giving away a standard pack. These are being launched as part of our big August festivities. It's the standard pack of the Art of Manifestation Oracle cards. So a very exciting month for the A to Z. But anyway, let us get on with the readings. Let us tune into the energy here. We have orange calcite. Now, orange calcite is known as the enhancement stone. All the calcites have, I think, a very strong and powerful element of healing energy about them. But orange calcite, I think for me, it always brings confidence. There's something about it that is sort of aspirational, inspirational. It helps to remove, or it's said to help to remove any blocks to discovering our fullest potential and our calling. And I certainly for myself would back that up. I have found working with orange calcite, it seems to help me to step into my fullest potential. It sort of gives me the confidence to go that extra mile. To, if I'm having a wobble of self-doubt, it seems to really ground me and center me, and give me as well the energy I need. Now, it's associated with source energy, the sun, and also with the element of fire. Now, in reading number 2, we are going to be guided by the energy of amazonite. Amazonite, for me, it's rather like the card of justice in the tarot. It's got this sense of summing up. It's got quite a gravity about it, and yet it feels unbelievably happy to sit with it. Or that's my experience anyway. I think it really allows us to stand back and view any situation from an objective perspective. And it's almost as though then within that sort of objectivity we find clarity. It's actually associated with the heart chakra, and it's said to enhance our ability to manifest universal love. I mean, if you tune this in with a piece of rose quartz, I mean, that's a pretty powerful duo if you are wishing to manifest love in your world. Reading number 3, we have raw carnelian. I love raw carnelian. It's literally one of my favorites, because it does what it says on the tin. The energy of it is very dynamic, very profound. It is said to restore vitality and bring motivation. It gives us a mindset of success. It stimulates creativity, helps us to maintain positive life choices. If you're needing durability, if you're in the middle of a project and you are finding that you need the durability to complete it, I would be carrying a piece of raw carnelian. If life is throwing a lot of ups and downs, which for many of us actually at the moment it is, again, carnelian will really help to enable you to develop that sense of inner resilience. So 3 very powerful, very dynamic and very awesome crystals governing our readings today. So wonderful people, this is now the time when we are going to draw the cards and the runes. So first of all, we're going to be drawing from a tarot pack, the Mythic Tarot, one of my oldest packs. And curiously, I'm hearing just one card from this pack. We'll move our beautiful crystals up here so that we can see exactly where we are. Just one card. And then we are going to draw from a second tarot pack. This is the Rider-Waite pack. Ooh, very lively today. Curiously enough, we will be using this for this, this for this, and let's see. Oh wow, well I can't put those in, wonderful people, because this is a pick a card reading and we need to be able to draw on our intuition, but these cards are certainly lively. There's a lot of energy bursting out. Okay, lovely. I'm actually going to now cut and we will draw a couple more from this same pack. Yes, if those cards are meant to be, they will show themselves. Next, we're going to draw from the Archangel Michael cards. And I'm hearing a spirit animal guide as well. I love the Archangel Michael cards. They have the most extraordinary energy. They've seen me through some very tough times when I've needed to be really grounded. The messages are very, very powerful in them. Wow, cards leaping out all over the place. We are now going to draw from a spirit animal guide for each reading. And last but not least, we will draw from the Art of Manifestation Oracle cards, and then of course our runes, our wonderful, wonderful, wonderful runes. For those of you, I should have said at the beginning, of course, for anyone not wanting to sit with the drawing of the cards, the timestamps are in the information box below, so if you're wanting to fast forward, you can actually do so. Okay, so let's now connect in with our runes. Those are our 3 runes for reading number 1. You may find as I am drawing the runes and the cards, you may even have found yourself attracted to one of the crystals as I was speaking. If you are tuned into any of these and you already know which is speaking to you, you can fast forward. The timestamps are in the information box below. Okay, wonderful people. So we have reading number 1, reading number 2, and reading number 3. This is the time in the reading when we sit with our intuition as I was just saying, as I was drawing the cards, you may already know which reading is speaking to you. You may find yourself drawn to more than one. That's really quite common, in which case listen to both. I sometimes find that one is relevant to one area of life, another relevant to a different part of my world, or indeed sometimes it's an amalgamation of the two messages that is really speaking to me. So trust your intuition, wonderful people, follow your guidance. And if you need to, just pause the video while you just sit and listen and tune in. So wonderful, wonderful, lovely people, I will see you in the readings. Namaste. So much love to you. Welcome to reading number 1, governed by the stunning, stunning energy of orange calcite associated with the element of fire and the sun, source energy. Okay, so we have the rune of ice. This is standstill, something's not moving forward, but it's followed by the rune of joy. Now, the two connected could actually indicate that it's really, really appropriate for you. Indeed, I would venture to say therapeutic, joyful, just to be standing still, to be stopping, to be slowing down. It may be something that is really therapeutically needed. We then have the rune of initiation. This is really interesting. I'm feeling as though you guys are emerging. Now, it's fascinating because, of course, this orange calcite really aligns us with renewed vitality. It brings us renewed vitality. I think these runes are calling you to replenish in some way. Let's have a look and see what our cards say. Giving and receiving. Vulture spirit, nothing is wasted. It's time to leave this unhealthy situation. That's very, very clear card, actually. Let's have a look at our tarot. We have the card of the Empress. Okay, Knight of Swords in reverse. The Moon and the Sun. Wow. This is very, very powerful. Okay, so something is in a space of gestation around you. There's an emergence. You're moving through something. But you are needing to replenish your energy. For some of you, I think it has been, well, it's been a bit of an ordeal. I think you're needing to recharge in order to move forwards. Now, the Empress is a card of harvest, but it's very interesting. She comes with an energy of, basically, she asks us not to hold on to something that isn't working, not to cling to something. So if we think of her as being the embodiment of motherhood, you know, there's kind of mothering and smothering. In fact, I think some of you actually maybe are finding yourselves in a relationship that has been smothering you, or a situation that's been smothering you. It hasn't been allowing your life force, your vitality, your aliveness to surface. Hence the rune, this is very, very interesting, hence the rune of ice. Now, I'm receiving two very clear messages. So for some of you, you actually really need to recharge and replenish. In fact, I would say that that's sitting there with both. But for some of you, actually, you're drained because you've been in an unhealthy situation, and the situation or the people around you have been kind of stifling your growth. There's something about that. You need to not cling to something. This is the rune of initiation always speaks of making choices. The curious thing is we have the rune of joy sitting in the middle. Now, the rune of joy is a fruit-bearing rune. It means that a time of travail is coming to an end. It is speaking of, you know, out of darkness into light. We're moving into a space of knowing, of greater clarity. We are carried across the gap by the wings of heaven. It is really time to move forwards from something. The moon for me is always also akin to a rite of passage. The sun is the emergence of something new. Knight of Swords, very interesting energy in reverse. This is something leaving your life that needs to leave your life, I think, hence the reverse position. You know, if it was in the upright position, I'd be seeing something coming in. This is something that's needing to leave. Don't have any regrets about this, though. Nothing is wasted. The learning, don't leave and feel that you wasted your time, because you haven't. You've grown from it. Giving and receiving, very interesting card to sit here with this time to leave unhealthy situation card as well. Give and take is different to giving and receiving. Okay, taking and receiving are not the same. When we take, whoever we take from may or may not have chosen to give. However, when we receive, choice and respect are an integral part of the exchange. Let go of any need to take and embrace the harmony of giving and receiving. What I actually feel is that the restriction around you, someone or a certain situation has actually been taking quite a lot from you. I really feel that some of you are quite drained, you're quite tired, you've been giving over and above, and for some of you, you've actually felt rather pushed into a corner to do that. The orange calcite is really coming in with a very strong message to help you to remove any inner blocks, to allowing yourself to step up and move in the direction that is right for you. It is all about fire, source energy. It's connected to the sun. Very powerful to have the sun card show up in this reading. You're needing to nurture yourselves. I'll go through the sort of the different interpretations because I'm sort of seeing quite a few different sort of almost variations for you guys. Obviously, it's a generic reading, so it's going to affect you guys differently, and it will affect you in your own unique circumstances. For some of you, you really need to get out of an unhealthy situation. You're drained, someone's been taking from you, they've been smothering you, and it's been really, really hard, and you need to let go of this. You're already in a process of sort of what I would call gestation, of emergence. You know it's time to leave, and it's as though you're needing a little bit of backup, a little bit of replenishment of energy in order to make that move. For others, it's actually about, for some of you, it's actually about standing still for a moment in order to make sure that you become clear on your focus as to how to move forwards. So for some of you, the unhealthy part is connecting actually into something, whether it's a pattern within you, whether it is a clinging onto something through insecurity, or, as I said, someone clinging to you. The prayer that comes with this card is, Archangel Michael, what parts of my life do I need to focus on more closely right now? Thank you for helping me to hear your answers and for giving me the courage to make healthy changes in my life. So there's something around, for some of you, replenish. Stand still for a moment and don't be fearful of that. It's about replenishing and recharging your batteries in order to step up. But there is a process of initiation, whatever you've been going through, whatever the situation is. This isn't wasted, because actually it's taught you something, and it's also taught you something about discovering your own inner strength, discovering your own truth is what I'm hearing. So yeah, there's a primary life force available to you to move through this and out the other side. For some of you, you are literally stepping into the best version of yourselves. In fact, for all of you, I think that's part of the energy here. It's making me smile, actually. Yeah, you're stepping up into that, the very best version of yourselves, which sometimes actually, of course, means saying no to something. But something is ready to leave your life. It is appropriate. And this initiation, this moving forwards, is a part of your natural process of growth and evolution. You are moving in the direction of your life's purpose, and you have gained learning along the way because of this situation, despite its challenges. Wonderful, wonderful people. So much love to you. Big respect. Don't forget, do check in with that in the information box below. Do join the draw if you wish to be in the monthly. It's not just this month. Obviously, this month we're giving away more. There's a lot of wonderful crystals. You might even actually end up winning an orange calcite, piece of orange calcite. But we also do give away a pack of the Art of Manifestation Oracle cards. I give away a free private reading. Once you're in that, on that email list, you will be in the subscriber draw ongoing. So do join that. It is in the information box below. And also, you know, do take some time to check out the A to Z of Emotional Health new store. Hopefully you will find some kind of really wonderful things that you might be able to work with you. It's really all about tools for the spiritual warrior. That's really what our store is about. Wonderful people, so much love to you. Namaste. Welcome to reading number 2. Let's have a look at our runes. We have the rune of journey, we have the rune of openings, and we have the rune of the spiritual warrior. Lovely warrior energy, really connecting in with Amazonite here. Very much for me a card where we're weighing things up, we're evaluating. It's like a reckoning, really. We can stand back and see our situation with great clarity. So the rune of journey is interesting because the rune of journey asks us to, more often than not, it asks us to journey inwards, to remove any inner obstacles that are standing in our way, removing any inner blocks to our progress. The rune of opening is actually in reverse, which would suggest that there is a need to stand back and find clarity, because this rune speaks of finding direction, knowing where you're going, getting a clear head. So this is interesting. You do need to find that clarity. You do need to take action now. Tend to the small things, mouse spirit. We have the card, forgive yourself, you've done nothing wrong. That's a very powerful card here. You've done nothing wrong, forgive yourself, tend to the small things and take action now. We have the King of Wands. We have the Three of Wands as well. We have the Hangman and the Empress. Okay, let's organise our cards a little bit, make sure they are all in view. There's a very clear message coming through here, which is, I feel as though some of you have, it's almost like part of the reason you haven't got the clarity of direction, you do actually need to take action in some way. You're needing to look forwards, or in fact you are looking forwards already. You're looking forwards, you're needing to, but you're ready to see something exactly as it is. You're ready to look at something, basically. That's why that we have the rune of journey here. You're needing to tend to some small things. So I feel like I'm being flooded with different messages, but they are all around the same theme. Okay, so this is curious, the King of Wands. So there's a lot of energy here for you next to the 3 to be able to begin to look forwards. But for some reason, something within you has been holding you back. It's almost as though you've carried something. You felt like you got something wrong, or someone left you feeling as though you got something wrong, or that you were to blame in some way, and it's stopped you, it's clouded your vision, it's given you some fog. I'm actually going to play with the energy of these runes, and I'm going to reverse this rune. I sometimes play with the energy within a reading. A little bit later, we'll just continue with the reading first of all. But you're ready to look at this situation exactly as it is. You do need to cross some T's, dot the I's, attend to the small things. It's kind of like, in terms of taking action, I want to say just one small step at a time. Let go of any feelings that you have that somehow either you haven't got it right, or any fears that you might not get it right. There's a duality here. Let's read this prayer. The prayer on the Archangel Michael card says, I ask that you help me to let go of self-blame and forgive myself. Please guide me in releasing any toxic anger or fear towards others. Thank you, Archangel Michael, for allowing me to feel centered and at peace. There's been some kind of a conflict with someone who I think has had quite a hold over you. They've had quite a powerful hold over you in some way. Now for some of you this is going way back. That's why I'm being flooded with different messages. For some of you, and I'm being shown these different avenues, so for some it goes way back. It's to childhood. And even for some of you, I would venture to say past life issues where you were kept in a position of suppression or repression in some way, and you've come back this time round to sort that out. For some of you, it's this lifetime, it's childhood. For others, it's relatively recent. But someone has tried to exert power over you, or they've tried to get you to do it their way, and that somehow has blocked your ability to see clearly. That there's something of a fog. around you. It's that fear, obligation, guilt. These cards are so insightful. But you are ready to look forwards. You're dreaming of new horizons. You know what you want. I think you actually do have a really clear idea of what you want. This Amazonite is really kind of speaking and communicating here. So I know I said in the introduction, for me it feels as though it is akin to the card of justice in the tarot. It's a reckoning, it's an evaluation, but it's not just a small evaluation where we moderately assess something. It's a proper reckoning. It's like we stand up, we also actually look at how we got ourselves into that situation, and therefore how to empower ourselves to get out of it. You know, you're ready to look at this situation, you're completely ready. And the Empress is a card of gestation. She's a card of motherhood. This is a card of a promise of a harvest. So this process needs to be, the process that you're needing to attend to, funnily enough, is an inner one. This is attending to those feelings that stay with us. They kind of stick. It's like sticky emotions that connect to the past. And as I said, for some of you, the past is going a long way back. For others, it's relatively recent. You're being called to walk the pathway of the warrior, to step up, to remember Amazonite really enables us to stand back and view our situation from all angles. We can really evaluate appropriately, and because it's associated with the heart chakra, it can actually enhance our ability to manifest love. So if this is to do with a relationship issue, if any of you are fearful of entering a new relationship, or you're fearful of allowing yourself to trust because of a past issue, then this reading is speaking to that part of you. The Amazonite is saying you can connect to universal love, you can take that risk, doorways can open for you. Just remove those inner obstacles and recognize where the past is having an impact. It is time to take action though. This is a clear and unequivocal message that action on your part is needed now. Manifestation is not simply a process of visioning in and dreaming about your desires. When an opportunity is offered to you, you must also take action. Pay attention to the signs and move forwards fearlessly, and just attend to the little things day by day. The energy of Amazonite is really with you in moving forwards here. It's interesting because it does also speak of healing trauma from the past. So this, releasing toxins that are associated with our emotions, very much connected to Amazonite and its healing properties. Wonderful, wonderful people. Very, very powerful reading. I want to say big respect. It takes a lot to reach this space in time. It's so much a part of the spiritual warrior journey, where we reach a point where we're ready to look at things and we're actually ready to take responsibility for who we are right now, and not to be tangled in the stuff that other people gave us, and also to recognize that we are not responsible for other people's perspectives and perceptions. We are responsible for building our world, and literally for building the world that is right for us, being responsible for our own pathway, letting go of the past. And sometimes that's going back sort of almost like a few generations, either in our genetic line or indeed in our past lives as well. Very powerful reading, wonderful people, so much love to you. Don't forget to connect in, if you haven't done so, with the email list below to enter the draw to potentially win some crystals. You never know, you might win a piece of Amazonite, or indeed there's another piece there. They are stunning, absolutely stunning. And obviously this is a celebration of the A to Z opening a store. Do check it out if that's of interest to you. It really is about tools for the spiritual warrior. That's really, I think, in essence what it's all about. So wonderful people, big respect to you. It takes a lot to stand in this space of honesty, which of course is everything that Amazonite is about. So much love to you. Namaste. Welcome to reading number 3, and our first rune is the rune of flow. This is the ebb and flow of careers, emotions, ebb and flow of relationships, the coming and going of these things. often the flowing of us into a new form of being or a new space of being. We have the rune of wholeness as well. This is the path you must follow. And then we have a rune of defense. Now the rune of defense for me speaks of several different things. It can talk about boundary issues, where someone's pressed our buttons, we're maybe needing to hold our boundaries. Sometimes it can also speak of we've become defensive around something in some way. There's a defense mechanism in place. It also speaks of us developing, I don't know, sometimes we develop an aversion to people who we don't resonate with. So it's kind of like we can outgrow someone. But let's have a look and see what the cards are showing us. Okay, so we have a card, dislike of others. We have snake spirit, time to heal, and prayer will help this situation. Okay, that's lovely. So it feels as though it's time to move through and beyond something in some way. Page of Wands is in reverse. We then have the Four of Cups, the Magician, and the Ace of Cups. This is like a reading of manifestation, really, in terms of what you want, and particularly around relationships. I feel as though, I don't know, maybe you've had a whirlwind romance, or someone entered your life that really lit your fire, as it were, but they're not, that's sort of, that's not really happening anymore. I think we're running out of passion here in reverse, and there's a feeling of dissatisfaction around, of, you know, needing to make some decisions. Something isn't sitting well, but it's also in part, you know, sometimes we get this card in connection to relationships because maybe we slightly idealize the person. I mean, I think we do it actually, to be fair. I think we all do it at the beginning of a relationship. We tend to idealize someone rather than seeing them for who they are. You know, it's that sort of love is blind kind of thing. And there's a need to evaluate here. Now, the card of dislike of others is interesting. Sometimes we form strongly negative feelings towards others. In truth, it's not them that we dislike, but their words, actions, and behaviour. This card asks you to try to detach from the situation, the experience of their behaviour, and see them as a soul on their own unique pathway, attempting to manage their own challenging life lessons. So kind of you're being asked to stand back in some way. Now, Snake Spirit is suggesting it's time to heal, and Archangel Michael is inviting that. The prayer that comes with this card is, Dear God and Archangel Michael, and anyone else to whom you pray, such as Jesus or any other divination, I ask for your divine intervention. You then describe the situation. I welcome your help, and I trust and follow your guidance with gratitude and grace. I need a miracle, and I ask that you send one to me and to this situation quickly. Thank you, and Amen. So, very powerful reading of needing to heal something. Now, whether this is about overcoming something so that you can create a new beginning within an existing relationship, one that's grounded in reality. Okay, now raw carnelian, well, carnelian full stop, it's said to bring courage. It creates a mindset that motivates for success. It offers durability to see something through to the finish. So it may be that you're needing to see a relationship through to its end in order to start afresh. This card can suggest, Ace of Cups, that the energy of new love is around you. But it could also be suggesting that actually it could be a relationship ending. It could be that you're needing to enter a new phase of relationship where just instead of kind of somebody just niggling you and pressing your buttons, you know, we arrive in that space where we kind of love each other for who we are. Do you know, I heard the most lovely quote the other day. In fact, two have just come straight to mind. One was to do with friendship, but it's relevant to relationships too. It actually said, you know, a friend is someone who likes you, even though they know you. And I think, you know, a true partner is someone who loves you, even though they know you, and vice versa. You know, for me, there's a lot of wisdom in that. It's like moving from that stage of in-loveness where we're just infatuated and we believe they're going to be everything that we dreamed of, and we get to know them as a real human being. And they too get to know us. You know, that's the key here. And the other thing that somebody said to me, which I thought was brilliant, was it was to do with, you know, when someone presses your buttons, just remember, whatever their behaviour, the buttons are yours. You know, you choose what to do. If someone presses your buttons, for sure, that's uncomfortable, but you can choose what you do because they're your buttons. So it kind of, you know, that saying really put me back into a space of empowerment. I thought, wow, that's awesome, because if someone niggles or presses our buttons, we just stop and we think, actually, you know, they're my buttons. You know, I can choose not to allow that to happen. I can choose to do it differently. So those kind of flavors are coming through here. Either you are exiting because genuinely somebody really doesn't resonate with you. They've pressed your buttons, or they're constantly stepping over your boundaries, I'm hearing, for some of you. And you know, it's a generic reading, so the meanings, the messages are going to be different for each of you in your own unique circumstances. But yeah, for some of you, it really is somebody's not behaving well, and you need the durability and the resilience to move through it and beyond it. For others, it's about working through that process of dissatisfaction and navigating into a new stage of relationship. The Magician is the card of manifestation. What do you want to do? What do you want to manifest? How do you want it to be? The wholeness, the pathway of wholeness. It is curious because this often does suggest there is only one way to go. It will be different for you each. For some of you, it's a negotiation. For some of you, it's literally an ending and a recreation and making the space for something very new. This is all about the ebb and flow of relationships. But it is time to heal. Whether you exit in a consciously uncoupled way, or whether you navigate through something into a conscious space of greater awareness within relationship, where you love and like even though you know one another. One way or the other, this is a time where the strength of carnelian is really offering its support to you. So wonderful people, don't forget, if you wish to be in the monthly draw to win a free private reading, or indeed a pack of the Art of Manifestation Oracle cards, or indeed for the crystals that we will be giving away, including some stunning pieces of raw carnelian, the information in the information box below, you'll see that email list that you can join. Once you're on that list, it is a subscriber offer. Once you are on that list and a part of this amazing community, to be fair, I mean, you guys are awesome. Once you're on that list, you are on it ongoing. You're in the draw every month. So wonderful people, thank you so much. So much love to you. Namaste.